Hey, what's up? Hello, my name is Emma and today is Epic Reads Day. If you have not heard of Epic Reads Day, it is essentially a day where the YouTube channel / bookish website Epic Reads is opening up the doors to the HarperCollins office. There are author signings and panels and exciting book gifts, and I'm so excited. I'm actually partnering with Epic Reads for Epic Reads Day. I'm going to be moderating the Kendara Blake panel Q&A thing, and I'm really excited. You guys know that I read Three Dark Crowns earlier this year and I loved it. I loved the first two books, and so I'm extremely excited to meet her and ask her some questions and play some games. Now that I have my Starbucks, I am ready to start the day. Look who I found!
Did you already get on the vlog what you were drinking?
Yes, I did.
Hit me.
Are you excited for Epic Reads Day?
Are you excited for Epic Reads Day?
I'm so excited for Epic Reads Day!
Look to me. You get this off. No, thank you.
To hide in a little corner to vlog in peace, but we are like 1 minute from Epic Reads Day starting and I'm so excited. The whole office is decorated so colorfully and bookish. I absolutely love it. Now all the people are going to be flooding in and we are going to start with the events, and I'm so excited about today. I think this is such a cool, unique event and I really hope they do more in the future.
On behalf of all of us, I just want to welcome you guys today to the first ever Epic Reads Day. How awesome is that?
American Street, which is kind of a much tougher book and a much grittier. It's issues of immigration, and while Pride deals with really important issues too, it's more of like a gooey love story, as you say. Tell us about how that was different for you and how you kind of got into the mindset.
They were very different, but I gotta say Pride was harder to write. American Street was hard on my emotions. There were some scenes in there, if you read it towards the end, I had to like cry myself through those scenes. I didn't cry writing Pride, of course, but there was a lot of things happening in the world while writing Pride, you know, like a year or 2 years ago with the politics and the stuff happening. And how do I write a love story in the midst of all that stuff? So in that sense, that part was hard. I think, like Alessandra, you're constantly pulling me back to like, okay, this is a love story. And, and you know, and I was like, when we did like realize like, okay, I gotta say something about love and probably marriage. I was like, there were earlier drafts where I was defining different types of love because I was like so trying to hold on to like politics and being intellectual or what have you. But I had to really scale it back and peel away at the layers to say this girl just has warm fuzzy feelings, and she cares about her neighborhood, but this guy is really cute. Just, you know, just keep it there. Just leave it there for now.
Orphaned at an early age and raised by her cruel aunt, Jane Eyre leads a delicious life until she finds a position as a beer at Fairfield Hall. There she meets the epic Mr. Rochester, whom she secretly falls in library with. Mr. Rochester has feelings for Jane and reading to her. But on their wedding day, it is revealed that Rochester already has an airplane hidden in the dogs. Will the sinister coffee ruin Jane and her newfound cupcakes? What will become of her and Mr. Rochester?
We just finished eating lunch and I had a delicious turkey sandwich and an apple and some potato chips, And now I'm eating a cookie. So now after lunch is apparently a cover design presentation, and do you want to explain it?
It's just gonna go through a bunch of different covers and how the design process works and show you examples of like what covers look like on the way to the final edition and how they're chosen and stuff like that.
I'm so excited. I love book covers.
I've been staring into the viewfinder that sometimes.
It's okay. It's fine. Look at my fave winning. I'm such a proud book mom.
So this was one of the first ideas. The second one was combining the book and brownstone idea. So this is just a cute little collage. This went over well, but it wasn't feeling quite right. So we had another version where it was more of a diorama. You'll see I used Beyonce on the stairs because these are just shown in-house, so I don't have to be concerned about licensing an image of Beyonce. We had another concept inspired by Kehinde Wiley's work. You know, our main character Zuri is really sassy, so it would have been great to have her looking very confrontational here. We had another one where we were interested in playing up the romance between the two main characters, and to hint at the classic literature, we might have thought about setting it on a typeset interior page. And then we had another one where the ornamentation was very traditional in terms of how Barnes & Noble packages literary classics, but it was all done in that graffiti style, and we had Bushwick screened behind because the characters are very proud of their neighborhood, and a big theme is gentrification. And then you'll see the first germ of the idea here was in-house. We were looking at the crown molding you'll see in some of the old buildings in New York. We had the two main characters, again, really poorly photoshopped in stock, up top. And everyone in-house thought that this white on white didn't have enough color and it wasn't bold enough. So we looked at it with the two main characters bigger, and again, that graffiti style type that was really resonating in-house in pink.
So I'm about to head out into the green room to meet Kendara before we start her Q&A, but I just wanted to say I loved the cover presentation. One of my absolute favorite things to find out behind the scenes in publishing is how covers are made, because as a public we really only get to see the one cover that the publishers choose to put out into the world, but they go through so many different revisions, and a lot of the covers they start with are so different from the ones that actually end up on bookstore shelves. So it's really cool to like go through the process, and especially to hear from the people who were involved in creating the cover and find out like what they liked, what they didn't like, what they thought was really working and what wasn't. It was a really, really cool presentation.
Within the world of Three Dark Crowns, you have thousands of years of history, both on the island and the mainland. And all of that history affects the active stories of the queens, the magic system, how the world works. So can you just talk a little bit about that history? Like, where did you even start? Or how do you keep track of it all? There's so much.
Well, would you believe that I really didn't know? I just like hopped out of this island. I'm like, hey, little girls, you're gonna kill each other. Where's gonna go? We're gonna find out who's gonna live. I don't even know. I didn't know. And about the mainland, I'm like, well, the island is shrouded in mist, and only certain people get through. Like, if the mist wants you to visit the island, then you do. Otherwise, you just never find it. So that was just a really easy way for me to put off, like, mainland, who cares? I don't even know about it. It's just all on the island right now. But then as the story opened up, and we, like, in Two Dark Reigns, we're actually going off the island to the mainland. So I had to know what's going on. And then we're also going like 500 years in the past where there was no mist. So all of a sudden there's this world with countries and stuff. And I had to figure out, like, what's the deal with these countries? And they're all run by dudes, and I don't like that. So, it was weird, but it fills in on its own. Like, I mentioned a lot of queens, and it just happened in the writing. Like, Elsabet, the Sight Gift, the last Oracle Queen, I mentioned her a couple times in like Three Dark Crowns, and I really didn't know who she was, but it just, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, well, she probably wasn't really crazy, but everybody thinks she was. And then lo and behold, thanks to the prequels, I get to actually write her story. I got Peter from Three Dark Crowns.
I have Cass Brecker from Six of Crows.
Oh, yeah.
How are y'all feeling about that one? Torn. Why? Because Peter's not good enough for him. I don't think anyone but Inej is good enough for Cass, let's be real. I have Billy from Three Dark Crowns.
And I have Elias from Ember in the Ashes.
How do y'all feel? Ship? How are you feeling?
I mean, that'd be such a noble pairing.
I agree. Anything? They work well together. Yeah, we're gonna ship it. I have Isabel Lightwood from the Mortal Instruments series.
I have Laszlo from Strange the Dreamer.
She loves her nerd. Come on.
How are you feeling? I feel like I have to ship it because Isabella's like a closeted nerd.
Yeah. She does love a nerd. She does. I think she would go for him. I don't know if he
Not
would.
sure if he would.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because well, no, I can't say it because it was a spoiled ending just for me.
I have Magnus Bane from the Shadowhunter Chronicles.
I pulled somebody else from the Hunger Games, Joanna Mason.
Interesting.
I don't either. And I don't know if they would know how to feel either.
I don't know how to say if it would be good or not.
It would be an exciting time.
I feel like in order to be sure, I feel like we would just need to like shove them on a vacation and just see what happens to see if they really work or not.
Right, but then like one of them's not coming back, right?
I also was a book nerd for a really long time, but I didn't know I wanted to be in publishing. I actually went to school at first for biomedical engineering, which to this day I don't know what that is. Don't tell me. And so after about a semester in it, I realized I wasn't having a fun time. And I had a phone call with a bunch of people just like having a crisis at the age of 18 because that's casual. And they said, you like books, why don't you get involved in that? And so I started a booktube channel. And I was making videos on the internet, and I guess that expressed my interest in books in a good way because I had an interview to intern 4 years ago with Gina, and I walk in the room, and I think the first thing she said was, I saw your video while twerking. And so I immediately was like, I did not get this job. But then I did. And it was just sort of falling into place since then, and I'm really happy that I get to stand here today.
We had a book that explained tarot and how to do tarot readings. So we were like, you know what would be fun? Let's shoot a video of us getting our cards read. And I was like, yes, let's do this. This sounds fun. I'm not superstitious. This will be great. I'm like, it's a fun time. No, my reading was terrible. I got this card that had a woman with 10 swords in her. It was a warning for my future, and I'm on camera like, thank you for telling me this. I will walk back to the office carefully now. It was a day.
Everyone's reading was super pleasant. Audrey's was the only one that got a scary card. It was amazing.
I think it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube so you can see her, reacting very calmly.
I'm dying to know from you two how a collaboration came to be in the first place. I mean, did you have the idea for the story first? Did you want to collaborate on something first? What was the genesis? Walk us through it.
Becky and I, we first met online in December 2013. We sold our debut novels, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and More Happy Than Not in the same week. We had the same agent, and we sort of bonded over that immediately. And we've been emailing for 2 months at that point. So it was like February 2014 when Becky was telling me a story, and you can kind of...
I feel like this crowd, we can get into it. Like 2 months after you start emailing someone is like when it gets kind of real, right? So at that point, obviously, I was telling them about an experience that I had in my 20s, where being like my thirsty self, and more so when I was like 23. I had like seen some cute boy in a coffee shop, like just literally all I remember is he had the glass, like the really cute glasses that so many of you are wearing here. I've always appreciated those kind of glasses. And so we left y'all know Craigslist misconnections, right?
Wait, for those who don't know, it's basically when you sort of like see someone, you make a connection, whether it's like, oh, you locked eyes on the train, but then no one said hi because we're all terrified and don't want to talk to people. And then you put up a post online that's like, hey, you were wearing the jean jacket and the Love Simon shirt, and like, I wish I'd said hi. And if this is you, like, tell me what you were wearing, sort of, or tell me what you were doing, or how you winked at me or something.
I dare you guys to go on Misconnections and post that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to be checking to see how many of those we get. But yeah, so that's what I did. I was like, I saw you at the coffee shop. You know, you were wearing those glasses. We made eye contact. It felt meaningful. And then, and so then I heard back, but I did not hear back from this guy. I heard back from a different guy who wanted me to be his sex slave. And he said his penis was literally the size of a Coke can. I still have the email.
Real gentleman, yeah, very charming. And that's how What If It's Us was born.
Okay, so you guys are writing chapters and you're sending them back and forth to each other, and obviously they're gold, like what you're getting. But were there moments where like you read the chapter and you were like, but I kind of wish the character would do something different, and like moments where like you may have like disagreed with like details of like what the other person wrote and like how you dealt with like those like maybe conflicting opinions?
I can't spoil. There was the Ben thing that you were sort of like Arthur wouldn't have recovered from that.
I forgot that.
There was that.
Yeah.
Which was spoiler. There might be a thing that Ben might do that Arthur may not have recovered from. That ultimately did not make its way into the book.
And Arthur recovered. No, I mean they were definitely like on the line-to-line level. It wasn't so much like reading it being like, oh, it was more like I know there was one, you know, I had written this whole scene and like Adam like slides in like in, you know, track changes, and he was like, he changed Ben's dialogue a little bit, and like he's just like, Ben would say, crack that code here, and I was like, absolutely he would. You know, like, so like when you read the book, you know, it's like I wrote the Arthur chapters, he wrote the Ben chapters, but there are at certain points ranging from lines to like almost like scenes that we kind of wrote in each other's chapters and kind of gave each other some material, or something that was originally going to be in Arthur's chapter ended up in Ben's chapter and vice versa, and so we just sort of tweaked existing conversations.
Yeah, like even the original first chapter of the book was from Ben's perspective. The book opens with Arthur now and closes on Ben, so that means I'm in charge of the ending. Good luck, everyone. But like, I realized that because of the characters' histories, like again, like Arthur is like sort of like dreamy-eyed about like love, and this is his first experience. And then Ben is coming off a breakup, like at the very beginning of the book, and it's sort of like this battered dreamer now, and it felt sort of like, I don't know, like we ultimately agreed, like I was writing the first chapter and I was like, I feel like this actual meet cute moment is better coming from Arthur, who has this sort of like, you know, excitement and enthusiasm about love, versus Ben, who's just sort of like, love sucks. and I don't know why Ben's voice is like that. By the way, wait till you guys see who's in the audio book. Yeah, we're so excited. But it's way better than what I did. But yeah, that was one of them. We were still obviously very early in the book, and I told Becky, like, hey, so like, not to give you more work, but because Becky had already written the second chapter essentially, and I was like, I don't think this is working as like a first chapter from Ben. Like, what do you think about taking it from Arthur's perspective? And that was like a really important moment for this collaboration, because we were like, we cannot hold back at like this is a book that like we are both writing, both our names are going to be on it. Like we want to make sure that we're putting it out into the world, having said everything that we were feeling about it. You know, like who wants to put out a book and be like, ugh, I wish I told Becky to just write the first chapter. You know, like that probably would have been better for the book. Like you want to give the book its best shot, and to do that you have to be fully open with each other. So, you know, like there were never like any like major disagreements about stuff. Like it didn't take a lot of like, there was never like a major tug of war with anything. Like, I mean, we both have a tremendous love for these characters and want to make sure that we are putting out the best story for you all to experience.
So Adam, what is the real answer for you? What do you actually prefer?
God, I keep forgetting. Mine is paperback. Like I adore hardcover because I think, you know, publishers when they get like real fancy with it, you know, but like they're heavy. Like, I'm just like, guys, I'm not like a wrestler. I can't just like carry things around. So.
So Epic Reads Day has concluded, and I will definitely do a wrap-up of events a little bit later, but I wanted to give you a little haul of the goodie bag and all of the awesome books we got today. So first is this Epic Reads tote bag, and then on the back it says, "I'd rather be reading," which is like a forever mood. We also got these Epic Reads Book Shimmy t-shirts. I've always wanted a Book Shimmy t-shirt. It says Epic Reads on the shoulder. We have an Epic Reads pop socket that says, "Shh, I'm reading." We have some Angie Thomas buttons, one that is the cover of The Hate U Give, and another is the cover of On the Come Up, which is coming out fairly soon. And the final cute little thing we got is this Leah on the Offbeat illustration magnet, which is super cute. Now for the books. The first author that was at Epic Reads Day is Ibby So we have her novel American Street, which was a National Book Award finalist, and Pride, which is a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and it is coming out in September. I have not read any of Ibby's books, but after hearing her speak and like how amazing she is, I'm definitely planning on picking these up soon. Next is Kendara Blake, who is the author that I had the opportunity to moderate the Q&A for, and so we got Three Dark Crowns in paperback and Queens of Fenburn, which is the novellas The Young Queens and The Oracle Queen. Then we have They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, which is of course a fave. We have the paperback of The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli, another fave. And one of my most anticipated reads of the year, What If It's Us by both Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, and it is coming out this October, and I just cannot wait to read it. And then finally they included a surprise book, which is The Sea Witch by Sarah Henning, which hasn't actually hit shelves yet, so everyone at Epic Reads Day was the first to get it, which is really, really exciting. But it just seems like a cool mermaidy, I believe it's inspired by Ursula from The Little Mermaid, which is really awesome. So unfortunately that is the end of Epic Reads Day, but I will definitely be giving you guys a recap of the day and my favorite parts and what I really liked about it as soon as I get home. So Epic Reads Day has concluded. I had so much fun today. It was so wonderful to just be surrounded by books and bookish people and authors. Thank you so much to anyone that came to say hi to me. It was so much fun meeting you guys and talking to you. Overall, Epic Reads Day was just really, really great. It was especially cool to know that like a publisher really values the community that they've created and actually invites some of their community members to their home where all their books are and to talk to them a little bit about what happens behind the scenes, to give back to them, and it was just all around really, really cool. Hopefully if Epic Reads Day does happen again in the future, I will be able to see you all there. But nonetheless, I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Thank you again to Epic Reads for inviting me to Epic Reads Day, for allowing me to moderate the Kendara Blake Q&A, and just allowing me to have a really, really wonderful time with you guys. But that really concludes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for a new one. Bye!